The diary is very full of panto at the moment, and it's so full that most of tomorrow's events are actually written on top of today's events, and I forgot that I had to go to choir. So it's now 9:15. I just got in the door and I thought, let's have a Kipper. This is Kipper's Christmas Eve by Mick Inkpen, which I assume is a nom de plume, because otherwise it's a very fabulous name to have been born with, isn't it? So it looks like it's going to be very snowy for Kipper. Let's find out. This book was first published in 2014. Here he is. Which is best, said Kipper to himself, Christmas Day or Christmas Eve? He reached the top of Big Hill and stopped. Presents or expecting presents? And then, because he was too excited to decide, he just whooped and went charging down the slope towards the wood. It was Christmas Eve, and he was looking forward to taking the Christmas tree home. In the middle of the wood, there was a little fir tree. That's the one, said Kipper. He dug away the snow with his spade. He twisted it and lifted it. He looped his scarf around it and heaved and heaved and heaved until it did. Oh dear. I wonder what Father Christmas will bring me, thought Kipper, as he dragged the tree home. This year, as every year, Kipper couldn't think what sort of present he would like. I expect I'll know what it is when I see it, said Kipper. Oh, very sensible fellow. He was still thinking about presents when he saw Pig and his little cousin, Arnold, coming over the hill. Was he just here? Hello, Kipper, said Pig. Do you want a hand with that? Pig tied his own scarf to the fir tree, and together they heaved it up the slope, while Arnold toddled along behind, sucking his thumb. He was pointing at something in the tree, but Kipper and Pig were too busy talking about presents to notice. Oh, I can see what it is. Can you see what it is? At Kipper's house, they stood the tree in a bucket. Arnold peered into the branches, walking around and around the tree until he bumped into a pile of presents. One of them had a label with his name on it. Happy Christmas, Arnold. Love from Kipper, it said. You mustn't open it until tomorrow, said Pig. But he already had. Kipper's present to Arnold was a reindeer hat. The nose lights up, said Kipper enthusiastically, and it flashes too. But then his face fell. He'd forgotten to put any batteries in it. Arnold didn't mind. He loved his hat, even without the flashing red nose. That reminds me, said Pig, I haven't wrapped your present yet. So Pig went home while Arnold stayed with Kipper to help him decorate the tree. What should we put on the top, Arnold, said Kipper, a snowman or a star? But Arnold didn't seem to be interested in the decorations. Arnold climbed onto the stool and took off his hat and plopped it over the mouse. The stool wobbled and fell over. Are you all right, Arnold, said Kipper. Arnold sat up and pointed. Kipper looked at the reindeer hat sitting on top of the Christmas tree. Clever old you, he said to Arnold. That's just right. And so it was. Just as they finished decorating the tree, the doorbell rang. It was Tiger. He'd come to wish Kipper a Merry Christmas and throw a snowball at him. Pig arrived too. Sorry, it's a bit lumpy, said Pig, handing Kipper his present. I'm not very good at wrapping things up. He needs to go to my mum's school of sellotape. I'm not very good at wrapping things up. I like lumpy presents, said Kipper. It makes you wonder what's inside. Did we see what was inside? Or did I miss it? No, perhaps he hasn't opened it yet. Time to go home, said Pig to Arnold. Kipper took Arnold's hat from the tree and gave it back to him. Arnold looked inside, but there was no mouse. Merry Christmas, Kipper, said Pig. Merry Christmas, Kipper, said Tiger. Merry Christmas, everyone, said Kipper, as they walked out into the snow. Look out for Father Christmas. Arnold waved and looked inside his hat once more to make sure there was really nothing in there. I think Christmas Eve is best, said Kipper, putting some biscuits out for Father Christmas. He pegged sock thing into his basket with a note. To Father Christmas. Anything, please, thank you. Love from Kipper. He pulled the blanket up and lay staring out of the window at the stars. He was wide awake. He wasn't sleepy at all. He couldn't wait for Father Christmas to come. And nor could the mouse. Nor could Arnold. Sitting in the window, looking out the window. Oh. We never did find out what the lumpy present was. Perhaps he was going to open that the next day. So that was Kipper's Christmas Eve by Mick Inkpen. Good night. See you tomorrow.